everyone. I know many of you are hoping for some whiteboard tutorials. I will be getting them to you today or over the weekend. Thank you for your patience. This video is to give you a tour through the Google Classroom. Some of you do not necessarily know exactly where to get started. So this is a tour of what's kind of going on right now, what's important for you right now for this extended weekend and getting ready for the end of the semester in 2 weeks or so at the end of January. So go to your 6 South Mathematics page, homepage. Let me get my face in a place better. On this stream is simply a chronological post of everything I post. Sometimes I'll post messages here, but what I'm really trying to do is also make sure that it's in the classwork section as material. Something that I've spent time doing is being sure that any assignment that has this little clipboard that's an assignment has these square brackets explaining the points that you can expect in your content grades. So from December, we have the scale model or drawing of the classroom to estimate the number of square cinder blocks that we have in the entire classroom. Many of you did this on paper, and I have them all right here. If you turned it in on paper, it's always a good exercise if you turn something in on paper to go back to the digital copy and ask yourself, could I do this again? Can I do it again the same way? Would I use a different strategy? And then, of course, here you have all the class results. So this is, just what we guessed as a group and what students were saying. It was just sort of a capturing of the notes from class. But what everybody should have done is made a clear estimate. You had a week to revise those estimates and make them really specific, and to please try to draw what you see. Use this space to show others what you're thinking. Those will be graded as soon as possible, and the grades will be plugged into Google Classroom. I'd love to attach all of your handwritten pieces to your Google assignment, but that I don't think I'll have enough time for that. So if you want to take a picture of that later and add it to your portfolio, that's kind of on you. And you can always use your Google Classroom to organize artifacts. That's really the only reason I ask for evidence of written material, so that when you go to build your portfolio, it's ready for you right away. The next pointed assignment for your content grade for semester 2 is your compare and contrast activity, comparing and contrasting histograms and bar graphs. I'm not sure why these Google Docs are here. That's not the right assignment. So I'll take those off. These are the things that most of you have been helping me clear up. A lot of you have been saying, what do I do here? What do I do there? And I just want to clear up the Google Classroom for everybody. Okay. I'm clicking the possible solutions because this was created to help students get started if you didn't know what to say in your videos. So I have the first 2 rows of what is the graph showing and what's going on. These are the most mathematical parts of it. The noticing and wondering you can get very creative with. And what story does it tell? The last C, D, and E all seem to be things that I have full confidence that you all can do without me. The first 2, I thought I'd give you all some guidance because it's much more mathematical. It can be more mathematical. But these aren't the only truths. Like, you could have come up with something different. I'm not going to dive into these right now. I'll try to post more specific videos later of each assignment and each aspect of each assignment. But for now, I'm doing just the tour of the Google Classroom and where do you get started if you're kind of lost since I've been out. The last graded assignment, some of you started in class. Some of you were remote during this time and submitted them online already. This is 5 of you turned it in, but this is a task from Illustrative Mathematics. It's an organization that produces wonderful tasks. I really like this task, getting to know ratios. So we've spent a lot of time this year getting to know statistics. And data visuals. But I also want you all to really start understanding ratios and fractions, when they're used together, when they're separate. and how they relate to everything we've done so far with data and statistics. So this is called What Kind and How Many, and a majority of you in person did this activity, sorting the different types of figures and describing why and how many groups you made. Then you're going to continue and make a category name and a category amount you're counting and using those to make ratios. And then here's a summary of the activity. Using definitions, you can jump ahead to them. Then once you have your collection into categories, you're going to experiment with different ways of arranging them. Again, I'm going to make a tutorial video for this, but I did want to do a quick overview. I have full confidence that all of you can complete this. You may work with family members, tutors, neighbors, friends, classmates on all assignments. Any graded assignment, you must submit your own copy of the group work. Okay, you can't just say, oh, so-and-so has it. Please attach your work. Okay. Those are the 3 graded assignments that will show up on your semester 2 content grade from December to January. The end of December and January was a little wild at our school, so I have an upcoming assignment that we will dive back into regarding our murals or mosaics. This is coming, and most of you have done a lot of work for it yet, but I don't foresee it making it onto this semester's grade. It might if everyone gets done, but I'm going to say this is going to be the first grade in the second semester. So don't stress about this, but it will be a grade eventually. So if you are finished with everything else and you want to work towards content points first before doing the additional points that are marked the additional activities marked 0 points, then this would be a great place to work. That is an overview of the classwork section of our current assignments. I have 2 January categories. One has an upcoming content grade, and one is the 3. One is the ratio lessons I've been trying to put out, and the other is the movie math lessons I've been putting out. They're all marked as 0 points because I haven't been there with you all. So while a lot of you have put a lot of time and work into these, they're not immediate content grade points, but they can do nothing but improve your grade. So if they relate to a concept that you miss an assignment for, we can pull that grade in as a replacement, because if they assess the same thing, then you're good to go. So it's going to do nothing but help you by doing the 0 point assignments. Finally, before I close up here, is the frequently asked questions. I posted it at the top as materials. Here I'm trying to create a single document with all the questions and links to resources that your classmates have. It has a heading so you can open the view summary. Is it view document outline? And it can get you around. Many of you have been asking for tutorial videos on descriptive statistics and using ratios and frequencies in statistics. Here are some lessons, videos, and practice resources that you can start with before I get my videos out. As always, I have resources in the Google Classroom and in this frequently asked questions page. It might be more convenient. I'm not sure how you all think. Again, I'm going to take you all through the frequently asked questions and give demos for all the components that have been asked frequently. So far in the frequently asked questions, we've kind of covered, where do I start in Google Classroom? This summarizes everything we just did. We have 3 December content grades going into semester 2 grade upcoming. 3 December content grades going into semester 1. Currently 1 content grade that will go into semester 2. And then these are 2 examples of assignments that have been generating questions that are not content grades. So ratios presentation 102 and asking and answering statistical questions. Both of these assignments in Google Classroom have been updated with edited and proofread versions that are much more fluid and lack errors. So if you've been struggling with the ratios assignment, ratios 102, which is, you're going to go to January, ratio lessons, ratios 102, presentation. This is the original just PDF. But then for your student work, you're going to go to ratios 102 video tutorials, ratios 102, student slides. Now, this is not going to be updated because some of you have already started typing in it, but I did accidentally leave out a page. Let's see. Oh, no, it does update because I didn't make a copy for all of you. Wonderful. Okay. So you'll see you can make a copy of this and take notes for yourself. And then see my demo copy that relates to the 2 videos already posted. I have students about ratios 1.2 asking specific questions about the appendix. What do we do in the appendix? So this is the summary, and now we get to the appendix. We have the number system and a link to IXL. We have the mean and a link to IXL. Procedural notes for the mean absolute deviation and a link to IXL. So what I will be coming out with is me opening the IXL link, grabbing a picture, pulling it into the note sheet, working it out, and demonstrating how you could use these appendix note sheets. I hope this answered some questions for you all. Be expecting to see grades populate over this weekend, first in Google Classroom and then in X2. I thank you for your time, and please email me with any questions.